The Speaker recognizes Representative Switalski.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to rise today in opposition to House Bill 5571. There are, so many reasons why that this bill is being opposed by not only myself, but a vast majority of my caucus, if not all. Madam Speaker, this is outside of the scope of the grand bargain. This is far outside of the scope of all of the bills that we're dealing with here today to help the city of Detroit and the Detroit Institute of Arts get back on its feet. This is purely a political vote, a political bill, and I'd like to refute a couple of the arguments that I've heard as
Members, we have a number of speakers that will be addressing us. The Speaker recognizes Representative Switalski.
Thank you for that, Madam Speaker. I appreciate that courtesy. So again, I'd just like to refute a couple of the arguments that I've heard and why, in fact, we're running this bill. One, that it's part of the bankruptcy. It's part of the plan of adjustment. What the federal court in Detroit has said that needs to be done. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, that couldn't be farther from the truth. The ability for citizens to vote to renew the millage for their county to contract with the DIA has nothing to do with the plan of adjustment. Has nothing to do with what has been litigated out in the bankruptcy court. Secondly, I've heard this argument, which just absolutely blows my mind, Madam Speaker, that because the Detroit Institute of Arts is moving from a municipally owned asset to the legal structure of a nonprofit, a private nonprofit, that we shouldn't allow the ability for a private entity to go out and ask for a millage for public funds. And so to that I would say, what have we been doing around here for the last 3 years? Essentially, we have been doing just that. We have been using public funds to contract with private entities for a litany of services, whether that is our jail services, public safety services. Madam Speaker, in the governor's budget recommendation for this year, he proposes, and I give him credit for it, $10 million appropriation for the MCAMA, the Michigan Council of Arts, to contract with private entities for art services. The governor supports using public funds to contract with private entities for art services. This bill, 5571, Madam Speaker, does not allow the counties of Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne to contract with a private entity for art services. It's that plain and simple. It's that plain and simple. You know, I was hoping that this Detroit package of bills would rise above the level of political retribution, would rise above taking the rights of the citizens that I and many of us on both sides of the aisle represent, taking their votes, their right to vote. This bill, the passage of this bill, essentially says to the residents of these three counties, you're not intelligent enough. You're not smart enough to decide for yourself what services you want to contract for, what entities you want to invest in. We're going to dictate down from on high what we think is good for you. That has never been the mantra of the majority party, and frankly hasn't been the mantra of this party either. Madam Speaker, I am flabbergasted and offended on so many levels that this bill is being put up first for political reasons and being put up at all to attract votes for the rest of this package when it is far outside the scope. Far outside the scope. Let me just reiterate. The governor in his executive recommendation budget recommended $10 million. This was almost zeroed out in the Granholm administration. $10 million for the Michigan Council of Arts to contract with private entities for art services. This is nothing, this bill prohibits that, and it is nothing more. Madam Speaker, I appreciate the time, and I ask for a policy consideration on this entire package, and that this chamber would actually rise above politics and parochial ideology and actually vote this bill down. Thank you.